Hey everybody, welcome back. Now, we have something here on the channel we haven't seen a lot of, but the Gerber Sedulo is new. It's part of Gerber's reserve line. They do custom small batch knives, kind of give it that handmade, handcrafted ability. Yeah, so we're gonna tear this open. We got the channel's unboxing knife, the Tengu tool, which it looks like we just have two pieces of tape, one on each side here, because they have an easy pull tab on the box, which makes it kind of cool. So let's give this a spin, see what we get. And I want to know your first impressions, and I will share my first impressions. So we're getting, kind of a cool little camo hank here. Get all this stuff off the table. Had a lot of come out of the box here. We got some swag, some stickers. We'll show that in a minute. Let's see what else is in the box. Get a little bit of paperwork. And we have the overall box itself for the knife. Now, like I said, this is the Gerber Sedulo. And it's a custom. Now, they sell for about $100. But it looks like we have a little hank, a little camouflage hank here that comes with it. So that's kind of cool. Put that off to the side. Pretty sweet little kick in. Land of the free, home of the brave. Little Gerber sticker. And it's got the Gerber knife on the front. So that's pretty cool. And then we have a little lightning strike with the Gerber logo on it. So pretty neat little decals. I like that. So let's go ahead and get this one opened up. And we'll see what we get in the box here. Now this one comes with some poison for the trolls. Shout out Flossie. We'll get that out of there. Looks like it's got an instruction manual, several different languages: Italian, Polish, Hungarian, Russian, Mandarin, Korean, Japanese, Czech, English. So very cool. Can be sold all over the world. Here is this beautiful knife. Okay. All right. We got a huge, ginormous zip tie right here. I don't know if the channel unboxing knife is going to be able to take care of that. Let's give it a whirl here. See if we can get it. Now, to me, I don't know. Wouldn't you want to? We're working through it here, but we're trying not to get that finger kit cut going. Let me get a little bit bigger blade. Sometimes you just got to upgrade your usage of the channel knife. Let's go a little bit bigger blade here. You know, you would think you would put something that's a little like a twist tie or something, but I guess a zip tie is where they wanted it. There we go. All right. Shout out to the folding sock pea. Okay, so let's get this off the piece of cardboard. Little hint. Make it easier. Okay, so let's take a look around at this knife. These are nylon dropping handles. Just kidding. Got some kind of rough texture on here. They've described it as being really good for like controlled, like an enhanced grip to it. They have a little Gerber clip, a deep carry, so you can see that one right there. They have a axis style lock, which I think they're calling a pivot lock mechanism. It's their official word for it. Ooh, I don't like that already, but we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so here is the Gerber Sedulo. What are your guys' thoughts? Now, I have my own thoughts, but let's walk through some of the cool things you get with this. And I will say overall, just holding this right out of the box, it's got a lot of texture to it all over. You have some jimping here. The top of the liners are exposed. Same with the liners down here, they're exposed. So you're getting that index and thumb jimping pretty heavy right there. I will say, even when you grip it around here, I can feel those liners on my index finger, so you're getting that grip in there. And then your tips of your pads of your fingers are picking up this texture on the handle. So that's just kind of what I'm feeling right now. It's the first time I've held this knife right out of the box. Do a little bit of flipping, a little bit of lock stick, but you find that with most coated access bars or pivot lock mechanism bars. The only thing I'm noticing really quick, that access bar sticks out quite a bit, or that pivot lock mechanism bar sticks out quite a bit, because like when you're going to open it, you know, my finger is hitting against it, which isn't too crazy, but you just notice it. You know, it's got some pretty hard, rigid lines on there. As you can see, it's kind of stepped up or stepped down. So you do get that tactile feel out of it. Now this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to give this one a check out, do a little walkthrough with the paces, but wanted to pick it up because it's ambidextrous. You have the deep pocket carry clip, which I love. You know, the back spacer comes together, and you have a lanyard hole. Look at that. So you have a lanyard hole. For the lanyard fans, can rejoice. You know, and here's my other thing I just noticed. See right here on the butt end of the knife? And basically it's where like the plastic mold ends. That's not really sanded down very well. And for me, this is the reserve line. That's what they're pitching it as. Handmade. So little things like that should be like totally sanded down. As you can hear my fingernails catching. So a little bit of sanding probably would have taken care of that. I do like the fact they did put a little smooth pad right here where that clip comes down, so it's not going to tear up your pants or your shorts. And pretty good spring mechanism, pretty good tension on the clip. You do have kind of this built-in back spacer and then one barrel spacer in the middle here. And it looks like the liners go pretty full down through the knife, as you can see. So kind of a bigger mechanism, but there is some daylight showing through on that back spacer back here. Probably these little lines right here. So that's kind of cool. It does make it lightweight. This is the glass-filled nylon handles, so kind of that GFN, GRN, whatever you want to call it. But there is some good grab here. So if you're wearing gloves, you can actuate it with that pivot lock mechanism access bar. I kind of like it. So here's the thing. This looks like several knives that I'm familiar with. That's the thing that bothers me a little bit. But you know, to each his own. Everybody's going to do their own thing. Everybody's going to put a little bit different spin on it. And you can see the pattern on these handles is kind of cut in, and it's kind of cross pattern like all different directions. So we can get a little bit closer there, as you can see. Hopefully that gives you a good idea of it. Looks pretty good. We'll do a teardown video and a use video after I use it for about a week. But this is a good unboxing. We're going to do some comparisons here in a minute. There is some branding on here. This is a S30 blade steel. Made here in the USA. Looks like the laser marking's off a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't go even with the knife. It's like bigger here. But they do have this little R right here, which is kind of their reserve line that I've seen on the website and everything. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. I wanted to try it out. I told you guys I was going to get one, and I wanted to see what it compares to. You know, this one came in, I think this one, so the base price for the Sedulo on their website is $100. You can get it in black. This is a gray handle. Let me see what mine came in at, because I did, doesn't have the money that I spent on here. But this is a one-of-a-kind, unique custom. The tool in your hands is all of these things. Because of that, custom creations are not eligible for return or exchange. So, there is a limited lifetime warranty with it, but you can't return it or exchange it because I made it custom. So, that's one thing to note versus the regular ones they sell on the website. They do make this in a coated blade like I have here, which is a black oxide coating. And you see the Gerber logo there, so pretty nice. Got a little bit of oil through here. It's well oiled. And they make a stonewash blade. I kind of wanted to do the gray and black. And I have a different knife that I'll be comparing with that as well. But yeah, I definitely want to know your guys' thoughts. So overall, this is 8.1 inches long. The weight on this is 3.6 ounces. And we're really going to need to look at the blade length and the handle length because they don't list it on their website at all. So let's do blade length out of this one. You know, if we measure from the actual cutting edge, we're looking at like 3.5. So about 3.5 inches of cutting length. If we measure from the actual butt of here, we're at about 3 3/4 of an inch. And then the handle itself, we're looking at about 4.5 on that. So not too shabby, kind of good size, good standard for it. But yeah, let's do a couple comparisons. And then I definitely want to know what you guys think. We'll definitely talk some more about this one coming up. You know, it's got the jimping, the aggressive ergos. We talked about the limited lifetime warranty. But it starts about $100. And I want to say this one was about $110 because I did the gray handles. But they make them in a couple different handles. They have a gray like this one, a black, and then they have an urban blue, which is kind of a blue-gray. And then they do a coyote brown and a drab red, which is a little bit darker, kind of almost like a maroon. And then they do a flat sage green. So they have some cool earth tones that they offer this in. I think this will be a good knife for them. I'd love to see a little less branding here. I'm not sure if that's just the numbers because it's a reserve line one that they added the extra numbers. But yeah, you know, tidy up that laser mark a little so it's even with the blade. You know, that would be awesome. And you know, shave off the ends here so we feel better about it. But those are my two notices out of the box. And then, you know, those axis bars sticking out so far, I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to them. It's probably because I'm so hooked on Benchmade. But let's do a comparison with a knife that's familiar. And this is a Benchmade Griptilian. So I'm just going to put this right there. You can see the comparison on this one. Pretty comparable in blade length, almost exactly the same. Handle's a little bit longer on the Griptilian. Now this is a version that you can get at like Cabela's, and I dyed it black. It usually comes in tan. But the standard Griptilian's pretty much the same. I'll show it compared to a mini in a second. A little bit straighter lines across the top. Not as big of a belly. A little bit different notch here. Everything's pretty much the same. And then we can see how much you're looking at for width, about the same. And then you can see how it narrows in here at the top. You know, they've kind of cut that in, and maybe that's where I'm getting that little bit of extra feel from that access bar. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's do a couple other comparisons, just so you can see it size-wise. We're going to do a Spyderco Para 3, and we're going to show the size difference on that. Not too much different, you know. You got a smidge longer in the handle and a smidge longer on the cutting edge. So if you go cutting edge to cutting edge, there you go. So that's the Spyderco Para 3, and this is the lightweight. It has some excellent hardware from our friend Adrian in Australia. I will link that down in the description below if you're looking for some cool titanium anodized hardware. And then this is a mini Griptilian from Benchmade, and I'm going to compare that pivot to pivot. So overall, you can see where you're looking at. This is some of the similar texture that you'll get on a Griptilian compared to the Sedulo. I like this knife overall. It's got a good feel to it. I'm going to give it a carry for about a week and kind of see where it lands. We'll do a little bit of testing on it. But let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if it hits your price. Let me know your initial thoughts. You know, this is new to the market. Being a reserve line, it's made here in Portland, Oregon in the USA at about $100. I did see a sale that they were having for the holidays, so definitely check their website. But could use a couple little improvements, especially being a custom knife at a reserve line. I don't like the fact that I'm going to have to sand these down, and I don't like the fact that the laser's off a little bit on this side. So got to tune that up a little bit, guys or gals over at Gerber, just to make that dialed in, because, you know, if you're pitching the reserve line with customs, we got to nail it the first time. So, anyways, I think that's good. I look forward to using this more and seeing what they do with it. So anyways, you guys, make sure to do something kind for someone. It's so important. Makes everybody's day, yours and theirs. Make sure to take care and have an excellent rest of your day.